So here you are, and you're speaking English to Sharath. He's thinking, this man is Brazilian and Mexican something, trying to, cheat me from the Shalafi. So you had to come back with your resident card and your driver's license.
And I said I wanted to study with you, and so he said I'm not accepting students now, because at that time there was some teachers course was going on. 2010 level 1 or something, in summer. So he said that you can study with my mother, because she's accepting students. And I said, okay, so I registered. That was the first time ever. I registered for Saraswati Maji. Maji, I always call him for respect. So Maji's mother. She's like second mother to me. So I started, and then, but in the evenings, since I was an Indian student also, so I was asked to come in the evening.
Right.
And I still remember the first day, they said, do you know this style? I said, I don't know, but I can do. Because I'm coming with such strong foundations of Hatha Yoga. So I've been taught on the first day till Uttithastha Padangushasana.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, but when they were counting, that time I did the prayer, and then they asked me to do the prayer with them. And then Guruji said, oh, you do Surya Namaskara, and he was just verbally guiding me.
So Sharath ended up teaching you anyway.
Yes, actually.
He made you register with his mom.
That's how I felt the relation from the first trip. Even from the words, from the why it started. Because I have come across to, as I said, when I started learning Hatha Yoga, so the teacher also said, why you have come to me? So this why I always had from someone who always happened to get connected with.
Interesting.
So that I always look for someone who says me why.
Why? Yeah, exactly. You're giving your secret away now.
So, and then I think he could see that I was strong and I was flexible.
Right.
And then I was taught, and then I asked Maji, Saraswati that time, that can I come in the mornings? Because I don't want to practice. I all the time practice mornings. And now I'm in here, and then first time I've been asked to come in the evening. So luckily I was accepted at 5 a.m. in the morning. So she said, you come tomorrow. And then that's how it started.
And was she still teaching in the morning at that time?
Yes, in 2010.
She was
so it was
still there
first,
in the
it was her batch, and Sharath was assisting. And then after that, once her batch finishes around something 7:30 or 8, then it was the group of the teachers who were more experienced students.
Right.
That's how it all started.
Yeah. So from this moment, you've been going back to practice with Sharath almost every year.
Yes, every year, and I spend minimum 3 months. I have spent 4 months also. Yeah, so like a quarter of the year is already there.
Yeah, that's a big devotion.
That is, I always believe that this is 21st century, and we believe in India that the Gurukula system, so like you learning, spending time with the teacher.
Right.
Now, since it cannot be possible I go and live with Sharath or Guruji in their house.
Yeah, he's going to kick you out.
Yeah.
You can come over for coffee, but you got to go home.
But you have to find your home. So I think this is a good way that you go spend time with the teacher, and a lot of questions are answered.
So what do you think you get from that? So it's say you go and you take a class from someone, but when you spend time with a teacher, is there a transmission that happens, or what happens in that relation?
I think you can see and learn a lot with the way the person behaves, with the way your teacher talks to you, and then gradually opens up. But I'm sure it doesn't happen in one day.
Right.
It's not every student goes with those expectations or no expectations, but every one of us have a different goal, a different feelings towards the practice, and we go to learn with our own rhymes and reasons. So when I went to learn, and I still go, for me, the practice is the most important, and he's the source for me. He's the channel through which I learn this. So I always believe that, and I always say this, as you mentioned that about my practice, but I say that without the blessing of gods and gurus, I would not sitting in front of you doing what I do. So it's all their blessing, it's all their knowledge, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Without them, I'm nothing.
Absolutely, I really
so that's
feel
I
that.
really feel that,
Yeah.
and
I feel that very much too.
And
you know,
we all,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel that it cannot happen. You just go once, and you've been going for like 18, 19 years, so it's
a long time. I understand.
So I think.
And there's that sacrifice.
That's true.
You know, so there's that choice, and I think it's very poignant, even in what you described with your first trip.
Yeah.
So you're saving money, and then you have to sell your bike to be able to go. So there's the sacrifice on behalf of the student that says, here's my life and all of the things that I know, and I'm willing to sacrifice that to spend time with this teacher and sort of be in devotion.
Even when I spend time in ashrams, I never complain about the kind of food I get or this is not my home, because but then I come back with the learning which I cherish till date. So the time I've spent with Sharath Ji, and that I cannot say anything about in price. I feel that if I don't go to Mysore, the 8-9 months, I have no energy to push to those 8-9 months.
You need that little dose of inspiration. I really, really feel it. There's so many teachers out there without a teacher, you know, and I feel like, where are you getting the inspiration if you don't have the time as a student? I always want to have a teacher. I always want to have time to connect into the source.
No, Guru is always a guiding light.
Yeah.
So without him, you may walk, but you may walking on the path of ignorance. So you really cannot remove the ignorance without the guiding light of the Guru. So that's what I feel.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Guru and Guruji and Sharath Ji, because they're, you know, so what does that mean when you call someone Guruji?
I think Guruji is a general example in India. We've been ruled by British for 200 years.
Right. So not anymore.
Not anymore, thankfully. So the teachers are called, we call them, in Hindi we call them Adhyapak. That means as simple as teacher. And we also call them Sir, S-I-R, Sir, as in respect. But the Sir thing, I think, is stuck from the British.
Yeah.
So for respect. And Guruji, not everyone would call their teacher as Guruji nowadays, and like in olden times also. So Guruji is someone who really guides you,
Is it always within yoga?
Yeah, always within yoga. May outside of yoga, but has to have in the spiritual world.
Some sort of a spiritual teacher.
Yes. So if I have my teachers, I would call them Sir, like my school teachers. I would not call them Guruji.
Yes.
So this is, I would try to differentiate that you may come across a lot of teachers. This is for everyone, but there would be only one Guru. So you would stick to one Guru, and that really helps you out. So this is the difference between, at least for me,
between a teacher and a Guru.
A teacher and a Guru.
And what does it mean when people say Sharath Ji?
Okay, so in India, Ji is for respect. Ji you would give to any stranger. Ji you would give to someone who is older to you, and anyone you want to call with respect. So
I've heard people say Gandhi Ji.
Yeah, Gandhi Ji. So Gandhi is the first name. So if you call someone with the first name, you're not friend, and especially when you're a student level.